Good day and welcome back to the Herbert Dennard Show. We have the famous, the legend, one of the best DJs that's ever been in Atlanta, Mike Roberts. Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I don't know about all that, but thank you.
I mean, you was #1. How long?
About 10 years.
Yeah. What could I say? 10 years being #1.
And that was 10 years ago. Okay, let's put it in perspective.
Now you're owning a radio station.
That is correct.
Here in Middle Georgia.
That's correct.
What's the name of the radio station?
Right now, I am still the owner of WQMJ, which is Majic 100, classic soul R&B oldies. And I'm still part owner of Power 107, which used to be Foxy 107. I sold that about 2 years ago, but stuck around and retained a little small ownership in it as well.
How tough is the radio business?
It's tough because of the competition more than anything else. And it's not so much competition from other AM/FM stations, it's competition from other media. When I got into this business years ago, there was no internet, there were no iPods, there was no satellite radio. So with that, you've got a lot of competition out there now.
So is radio losing audiences?
Not as dramatically as people would want you to think. To say
newspapers are losing audiences.
Yes,
I can testify to that.
Everything I hear is the newspaper industry is in a lot bigger trouble when it comes to readership than we are when it comes to listenership. Every number I see still says that about 90% of Americans still listen to radio every week at some point. Now, they may not be listening to it as long as they used to, but they're still utilizing it, particularly in the cars, and particularly in big cities where the commute gets longer and longer and people are stuck in their vehicles.
Okay, what do you play? You said classic R&B?
Classic soul, R&B oldies from the 60s, 70s, and 80s primarily.
Give us some songs.
Marvin Gaye's, all his hits, from Let's Get It On to What's Going On.
Let's Get It On.
Temptations, My Girl, Aretha Franklin's Respect, until you come back and say, oh, yes, you should.
And you have 2 stations. What's the other one?
The other one is Power 107, which is a hip-hop station.
What do they play?
The biggest hip-hop songs of today. And I'm not as in touch with it as I used to be when I was a little younger.
I thought hip-hop was going to come
and go. So did a lot of other people.
That was it.
That was 30 years ago.
And they're still here?
It's still here. And it's not going anywhere. It is still the most dominant music form in the country right now.
Why is that?
Young people, popularity. It has had its ebbs and its ups and downs, but I think that it reflects what the young people want to hear more than anything else.
How about gangsta rap?
Not nearly as big as it used to be.
They don't even play it on the radio.
No, and the interesting thing is all the criticism that hip-hop music in general was facing several years ago is kind of unfounded today. Most of the music's now about fun. It's not really what you would have thought about a couple of years ago when there was a lot of criticism. Things have changed.
Okay. How do you hold up and fight against the conglomerates? Clear
Channel and Cumulus are the big radio group owners here in the Macon area. By staying connected with our listeners as much as we can. For example, on Majic 100, we do local news. That's not something you find on a lot of the big stations in town, particularly local news, covering what's happening today in Macon. We pride ourselves in doing that, covering what's going on in city government, covering what's going on in communities and neighborhoods. Unfortunately, we cover the murders that are happening as well when those happen, and the crime. We cover it all, but we also try to do some of the good news as well.
Good news like what?
Like, what do you mean when you say?
Good news, I thought you covered.
Well, just recently, the good news of a local retailer here deciding that they were going to go ahead and pay people, give them refunds for tickets that they didn't get to use because of the rained-out street fair during the Cherry Blossom Festival. That's good news.
Okay.
And that's a positive thing. We covered that story.
Okay. I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Your station, it is
100.1 FM.
And you play Marvin Gaye?
Marvin Gaye, all day.
Ohio players?
Ohio players. Temptations.
That's all you play all day?
All day long. Plus the current Southern Soul records, too. Some Marvin Cease and Bobby Blue Bland, stuff like that.
Bobby Blue Bland?
Yep, you'll hear it on our station.
The dynamic Bobby Blue Bland.
There you go.
They used to didn't just say Bobby Bland. They had to put dynamic Bobby Bland.
We got it all. Bobby Rush, all of it. We play it.
Okay. You're the owner and general manager?
Yes. And program director.
And program director.
I do it all. Fun.
Sometimes you get on there?
Just to do the news.
Just to do the news?
Yeah.
Okay, give us, how do you find your radio station? What's the call letters?
Well, we're at 100.1 FM, 100.1 FM. Yeah.
We're saying it about many times as we can.
There you go. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anyway, we'll be right back. Thanks a lot for stopping by.
Thank you.